Beneath Cairo's streets, a 26-foot statue, older than the Great Pyramid, has emerged, believed to honor Ramses II, Egypt's greatest ruler. But this isn't the only treasure shaking up history. From painted coffins in Saqqara to mummies hidden in Luxor, and even severed hands from ancient rituals, these discoveries reveal secrets that have been buried for thousands of years. Get ready to dive into a world where every find rewrites what we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. 1. Colossal Ramses statue. Imagine this. A quiet street in Cairo's Madaria district suddenly becomes the center of an incredible discovery. Beneath the noisy, crowded neighborhood, archaeologists found something astonishing: a massive 26-foot quartzite statue. It's thought to represent Pharaoh Ramses II, one of the most legendary rulers of ancient Egypt. This isn't just any old statue. Experts call it one of the most important archaeological finds of our time. Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, ruled Egypt during the 19th dynasty over 3,000 years ago. He wasn't just a king, he was a powerhouse. He expanded Egypt's influence from Syria to Nubia, earning himself the nickname the Great Ancestor. Finding this statue, buried for centuries in what was once the ancient city of Heliopolis, gives us a new glimpse into his lasting legacy. But uncovering this masterpiece was no easy task. Archaeologists carefully dug up parts of the statue, including pieces of the bust, head, crown, right ear, and even part of the right eye. These fragments were found near the ruins of Ramses II's Sun Temple, one of the largest temples in ancient Egypt. While much of the temple was looted long ago, what remains is still a treasure trove of history. Dr. Salima Ikram, a famous Egyptologist, called the find spectacular. She pointed out how important this site is for understanding Egypt's sun, god mythology. Currently, experts are working to dig out the rest of the statue and restore it. If it's confirmed to be Ramses II, the statue will be displayed at the Grand Egyptian Museum, offering visitors a first-hand look at the glory of ancient Egypt. And this might be the start. Egypt has many secrets still hidden beneath its sands. Just south of Cairo, in Saqqara, an even bigger story is unfolding.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
2. Saqqara, coffin treasures. Saqqara is already famous for the step pyramid of Djoser, but now it's making headlines again. Archaeologists have uncovered a stunning collection of 250 painted wooden coffins, 150 bronze statues, and countless other artifacts. These treasures date back to Egypt's late period, around 500 BC, and they tell an incredible story about life and death in ancient times. Saqqara, located just outside Cairo, has been a hotspot for discoveries since 2018. Among the recent finds are statues of Egyptian gods like Anubis, Isis, Osiris, and Bastet. One particularly exciting piece is a headless statue of Imhotep, the genius architect behind the step pyramid. This just proves that Saqqara continues to be one of Egypt's most fascinating archaeological sites. The coffins are in amazing condition and still hold mummies, amulets, and wooden boxes. One of the most intriguing discoveries is a papyrus scroll, possibly featuring verses from the Book of the Dead. This ancient text, now being analyzed at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, could give us a deeper understanding of Egyptian spiritual beliefs. Other treasures include a musical sistrum, bronze vessels used in rituals for the goddess Isis, and gilded wooden statues of Nephthys and Isis from even earlier times. Everyday items like cosmetics and jewelry were also found, offering a peek into the daily lives of ancient Egyptians. These incredible finds will soon be on display at the Grand Egyptian Museum, where visitors can marvel at their beauty and history. But Saqqara likely has even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. What else might be hidden in this ancient burial ground? The treasures of Saqqara show us the beauty and mystery of ancient Egyptian life. But just down the Nile, Luxor offers another incredible discovery. Here, a tomb holding 8 mummies and countless artifacts tells a fascinating story about life, death, and the beliefs of a long-lost era. 3. Luxor's hidden tomb. In the quiet sands of Luxor's Dra Abul Naga necropolis, a tomb full of surprises has been uncovered. Close to the famous Valley of the Kings, archaeologists found 8 mummies inside a burial site that belonged to a man named Userhat. He wasn't a pharaoh, but an important city judge during the 18th dynasty, around 3,000 years ago. The tomb is a treasure chest of history. Brightly painted coffins decorated in red, blue, black, green, and yellow still look stunning today. These sarcophagi were carefully crafted, with the faces of the deceased painted on them, as if they had been waiting to tell their stories. Inside the tomb were over 1,000 small statues called ushabti. These figurines were meant to help the dead with tasks in the afterlife, kind of like helpers for eternity. The tomb itself is shaped like a T, with an open court, a long hall, a corridor, and an inner chamber. Inside a 9-meter shaft, archaeologists found more statues and possibly even more mysteries in another chamber that hasn't been fully explored yet. Egypt's antiquities minister, Khalid el-Anani, called the discovery a surprise, saying it offers new clues about burial practices during times when tomb robbers were a big problem. During the 21st dynasty, when tombs were being raided, people added more mummies to these tombs to keep them safe. The colorful coffins and carvings show how deeply ancient Egyptians respected the afterlife, while the ushabti figurines reflect their detailed beliefs about life after death. As archaeologists keep digging, they're hopeful about what more they might find in the unopened chamber. Could it hold even more mummies, artifacts, or answers about ancient Egypt's burial traditions? Only time will tell. The discovery of Userhat's tomb shows us the reverence ancient Egyptians had for their dead. But not all finds tell such peaceful stories. Some, like the severed hands discovered in Avaris, speak of war, power, and brutal rituals from a much darker side of history. 4. Hyksos, severed hands. In 2011, archaeologists uncovered something shocking in Avaris, the ancient capital of the Hyksos in northern Egypt. Outside a palace, they found pits filled with severed right hands. These gruesome remains, dating back 3,600 years, tell the story of a brutal ritual known as the Gold of Honor. In this practice, warriors would cut off the right hands of their enemies and present them to the pharaoh in exchange for gold necklaces or fly-shaped pendants. In one pit, 8 hands were buried close together, while another pit held 4 more, just a few feet away. What makes this discovery even more chilling is the lack of cut marks on the bones. Experts believe the hands were removed with great care, likely after the bodies had stiffened. For the people of ancient Egypt, losing a hand wasn't just physical, it meant losing your chance to enter the afterlife. Most of the hands belonged to men of fighting age, but there's evidence that one might have been a woman's. This unusual detail challenges what we know about women's roles in ancient warfare. Researchers think the Hyksos, a foreign dynasty that ruled parts of Egypt, may have started this practice, which was later adopted by Egyptian rulers. The pits were located just outside the palace's throne room, suggesting these hands were part of public ceremonies. Warriors would have walked into the palace, carrying severed hands, to claim their rewards in front of an audience. This gruesome tradition reveals how violence, politics, and rituals were deeply connected in ancient Egyptian society. Unlike the peaceful afterlife promised by ushabti figurines, these severed hands tell a story of conflict and loss. Could other Hyksos sites hold similar evidence of these dark practices? The secrets of ancient Egypt seem endless, each discovery more fascinating than the last. From breathtaking monuments to delicate artifacts, every find tells a story. But this next one is something unique: animal mummies and statues that reveal how deeply the Egyptians connected their spirituality with the natural world. 5. Sacred animal mummies. The Giza necropolis has amazed the world once again with a surprising discovery: a collection of animal mummies and statues that give us a glimpse into ancient Egyptian beliefs. Archaeologists found mummified cobras, birds, crocodiles, and even scarab beetles. These weren't just preserved animals, they were considered sacred, often seen as living forms of gods. 3 crocodile statues stood out, each containing the remains of mummified crocodiles. But the highlight of the find was an enormous scarab-shaped stone artifact, over a foot wide, possibly the largest ever found in Egypt. The scarab beetle symbolized rebirth and protection in Egyptian culture, and this massive piece shows just how important the scarab was in their spiritual practices. According to Dr. Salima Ikram, an expert on mummies, the Egyptians mummified animals for two main reasons: to honor their gods and to serve as offerings. Offering a mummified animal was thought to be more powerful than leaving behind a statue or carving. These rituals highlight the Egyptians' strong connection between their spiritual and natural worlds. One mystery that still puzzles researchers is the rarity of lion mummies. Lions were highly respected in Egyptian culture, symbolizing both strength and protection. Pharaohs often hunted them to show their dominance, and lions appear frequently in art and mythology. But actual lion mummies are rarely found. Experts like Connie Lord from the Animal Mummy Research Project are still trying to understand why. These animal mummies and statues show us a unique side of ancient Egyptian life, where even the smallest creatures were linked to the divine. But the next discovery takes us back to Saqqara, where something extraordinary was uncovered after more than 2,600 years buried in the sand. 6. Ancient Saqqara mummies. Saqqara, home to the famous step pyramid of Djoser, has revealed another incredible secret. Archaeologists recently uncovered at least 59 ancient coffins that had been sealed for more than 2,600 years. These beautifully painted sarcophagi, covered in bright hieroglyphics, held mummies that looked untouched by time. One of them was the mummy of an ancient priest, preserved in astonishing detail. The coffins were found in 2 deep wells, along with a collection of 28 statues and other treasures. Videos shared by Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities showed off the vibrant colors and detailed designs, offering a close look at the artistry and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. Even more exciting, a sealed door was discovered nearby, hinting that there could be more mummies still waiting to be found. Mustafa Waziri, who leads Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities, compared this discovery to the legendary tomb of King Tutankhamun, pointing out how well everything has been preserved. Saqqara is a part of the ancient city of Memphis, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's been a burial ground for thousands of years. This new find adds to the long history of this incredible place. The mummies and artifacts will soon be displayed at the Grand Egyptian Museum, giving people around the world a chance to see these treasures up close. Each discovery like this helps us understand a little more about how the ancient Egyptians lived, honored their dead, and prepared for the afterlife. But as remarkable as the pristine mummy of an ancient priest may be, imagine stumbling upon the tomb of a goldsmith who dedicated his life to creating treasures for the sun, God himself. Let's dive into this extraordinary discovery. 7. Goldsmith Amenemhat's tomb. In the ancient city of Luxor, archaeologists uncovered a tomb that once belonged to a royal goldsmith named Amenemhat, who lived over 3,500 years ago. This discovery provides a fascinating look into a time when artisans poured their lives into crafting eternal treasures for the gods. The tomb, while not grand in size, is filled with history. It dates back to the 18th dynasty, a golden age in Egypt's history. Amenemhat dedicated his craft to Amun-Re, the sun god, and his resting place in the Dra Abul Naga necropolis holds incredible artifacts. Among the treasures were statues of Amenemhat and his wife, seated together for eternity, with a smaller statue believed to represent their son. A touching family portrait carved in stone. Inside the tomb, archaeologists found pottery, wooden funerary masks, and dozens of Ushabti figurines, small statues meant to serve the deceased in the afterlife. The tomb also held a burial shaft containing 3 mummies. Their exposed skulls suggest that the tomb was reused centuries after Amenemhat's time, adding layers of mystery to the discovery. Mustafa Waziri, the archaeologist leading the dig, explained that the reuse of the tomb reveals a lot about burial practices over time. While the identities of the additional mummies remain unknown, the discovery has thrilled researchers. This find is also seen as a symbol of hope for Egypt's cultural heritage and tourism. Khaled El-Inani, Egypt's Minister of Antiquities, called it a beacon for Egypt's history. As archaeologists continue to dig, the sands of Luxor may still hold more secrets, waiting to be uncovered. But while Luxor's sands reveal treasures of devotion and craftsmanship, another discovery takes us far away to Sweden, where a 17th century coffin held a hidden family mystery. 17th century mummy. In 1679, Lutheran Bishop Peter Winstrup was laid to rest in Lund Cathedral, Sweden. But his coffin didn't just hold his body. It also concealed a tiny, mysterious bundle. In 2015, X-rays revealed that bundle to be a fetus, later identified as his unborn grandson. Winstrup was a significant figure in his time. Born in Copenhagen in 1605, he became a respected religious leader and played a key role in founding Lund University in 1666. But the real intrigue lies in what was found in his coffin. DNA analysis showed a genetic link between Winstrup and the fetus, likely his grandson through his only son, Peter Peterson Winstrup. The fetus, thought to have been born prematurely at 5 or 6 months, was placed in the bishop's coffin after burial. This wasn't unusual for the time, as young children were sometimes buried with adults. The discovery reveals a story of personal loss and family tragedy, kept hidden for centuries. Winstrup's body was exceptionally well preserved without embalming, thanks to the mattress of hops and herbs he was laid on. These natural preservatives kept his remains intact, allowing researchers to uncover details about his life, including a lung nodule that hinted at an early strain of tuberculosis. This discovery offers insight into 17th century burial practices and the bonds of family during that era. It also shows how science can bring us closer to the personal stories of historical figures, turning them into real people with lives, struggles, and losses. But as fascinating as the secrets of a 17th century coffin might be, let's take a journey back even further in time, to a 4,400-year-old tomb belonging to an ancient high priest. This discovery is nothing short of extraordinary. High Priest Tomb. In Saqqara, one of the most ancient and historic sites in Egypt, archaeologists uncovered a tomb that's over 4,400 years old. It belonged to a royal priest and his family, dating back to the 5th dynasty during the reign of Pharaoh Nefertari-Kakai. This find is remarkable not only because of its age, but also because of how incredibly well it has been preserved. The tomb itself is like a work of art, standing nearly 9 feet tall and stretching 32 feet wide. The walls are covered with colorful hieroglyphs and detailed carvings that show scenes of pharaohs and the priest's family. Inside, they found 45 statues, many of which are lifelike depictions of the priest himself. These statues, untouched for thousands of years, give us a glimpse into the spiritual and everyday lives of ancient Egyptians. But that's not all. Beneath the tomb, archaeologists discovered 5 shafts that haven't been fully explored yet. What could they hold? Maybe the priest's sarcophagus or treasures could rewrite what we know about Egypt's old kingdom. The anticipation is huge as experts carefully continue their work. Saqqara is no stranger to incredible discoveries. As the necropolis for Memphis, the capital of the Old Kingdom, this site has revealed everything from sealed sarcophagi to the tombs of prominent priestesses. Each new find adds to the story of ancient Egyptian civilization, showing us how advanced and complex their world truly was. This tomb and its secrets remind us of the ingenuity and devotion of those who lived thousands of years ago. Their legacy, etched into stone and sand, continues to amaze the world. While this tomb reveals the life of a high priest, the next discovery takes us to the fierce and powerful goddess Sekhmet, a symbol of protection and divine strength. 10. The Statue of Sekhmet. The goddess Sekhmet stands as one of the most striking symbols of ancient Egypt. With the body of a woman and the head of a lion, she represents power, protection, and divine wrath. Sekhmet's name means the powerful one, and she's often shown with a sun disk above her head, linking her to Ra, the sun god. During the reign of Pharaoh Amenhotep III in the 18th dynasty, over 730 statues of Sekhmet were created. These statues, made from a hard, dark stone called granodiorite, are breathtaking in their detail. From the strands of her wig to the bracelets on her wrists, each one is a masterpiece of ancient craftsmanship. Why so many statues? French Egyptologist Jean Yoyotis believed they were part of rituals to calm Sekhmet's fiery and destructive nature, positively channeling her power. Imagine the resources, time, and skill it took to create hundreds of these statues. It shows just how much importance Amenhotep III placed on honoring this fierce goddess. These statues have had quite a journey over the centuries. During the Amarna period, when Pharaoh Akhenaten tried to change Egypt's religious traditions, Inscriptions with Amenhotep III's name were erased from many statues. Later, some of the statues were re-inscribed, moved to new locations, or even left unfinished. Yet, they kept their spiritual importance, standing as reminders of Sekhmet's dual nature, both destructive and protective. Today, Sekhmet statues are found in museums and archaeological sites worldwide, from Cairo to New York. Each one is a powerful link to a time when gods were believed to walk among us, and devotion to them shaped every part of life. Whether polished to perfection or left incomplete, these statues continue to amaze and inspire, reminding us of the artistic skill and deep spirituality of ancient Egypt. From Sekhmet's fierce gaze and divine power, let's travel along the banks of the Nile to uncover the tombs of the nobles. These burial sites near Aswan reveal incredible stories of ancient rulers and their rich legacy. 11. Tombs near Aswan. On the west bank of the Nile, near Elephantine Island, the tombs of the nobles stand as a testament to the lives of Egypt's ancient elite. These tombs date back to the Old and Middle Kingdoms and aren't just burial places. They're works of art, full of vibrant details that reflect ancient beliefs and daily life. Elephantine Island, once a lively center of trade and worship, was dedicated to the Nile's guardian gods, Khnum, Satis, and Anuket. Later, it became a sacred site for Isis and Hathor, attracting devotion and reverence. Rulers of Nubia, who called this island home, chose the nearby cliffs for their eternal rest, creating the necropolis now known as the Tombs of the Nobles. The tombs were first brought to light in the late 19th century by British archaeologist Lord Grenville. Inside, the walls are alive with colorful paintings that show scenes of daily life, religious ceremonies, and the journey to the afterlife. Some of the most famous tombs belong to Harkuf, Saranput II, Sabni, and Meko. Each tomb offers a unique look at the politics and society of its time. Visitors can walk along ancient staircases that lead to open courtyards, where these tombs are carved into the rock. Although many tombs remain unexplored, the ones open to the public display intricate carvings and vivid colors that have survived thousands of years. Despite their beauty and significance, this site is still one of Upper Egypt's lesser-known treasures, making it a quieter, more intimate destination for explorers. The tombs of the nobles are a window into the world of ancient rulers and their beliefs. But what's even more fascinating is how discoveries like these can completely reshape our understanding of the past. Speaking of reshaping history, let's look at a groundbreaking discovery that's challenging everything we thought we knew about mummification. 12. Khui's tomb. In 2019, archaeologists uncovered something that shocked the world of Egyptology: the tomb of Khui, a nobleman from the Old Kingdom. Found in Saqqara, this tomb not only showcases stunning art, but also contains a mummy that's rewriting history. Khui's mummy, dated to about 4,000 years ago, was preserved using techniques far more advanced than anyone thought possible for its time. For years, experts believed that mummification during the Old Kingdom was simple. But Khui's body tells a different story. It was embalmed with high-quality resins and wrapped in fine linen, methods that weren't supposed to exist until about 1,000 years later. Professor Salima Ikram, a top expert on mummification, described this discovery as a game changer. She explained that Khui's mummy challenges everything historians thought they knew about early embalming. The techniques used here are closer to what was practiced in the New Kingdom long after Khui's time. The tomb itself is a marvel. The walls are covered with vibrant paintings and carvings showing feasts, offerings, and religious rituals. These details offer a vivid glimpse into the life and beliefs of this high-ranking nobleman. This discovery, featured in National Geographic's Lost Treasures of Egypt, has opened new questions about trade, resources, and the evolution of mummification. How did such advanced methods come to be used so early? And what does this say about the connections and knowledge of ancient Egypt during the Old Kingdom? Khui's tomb isn't just a burial site. It's a doorway to a history that's still being uncovered. As researchers continue to study this incredible find, who knows what other secrets this nobleman might reveal? Ancient Egypt is full of mysteries, and every discovery brings us closer to understanding this incredible civilization. If you found these stories as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit that like button and share this video with a fellow history buff. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got more mind-blowing archaeological finds and untold stories coming your way. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the past.